best tax structure would be no taxes, but that isn't going to happen. There's a couple different ways to look at this. I kind of like what Fife had in mind back in the 1990s, which was basically taking down the income tax to zero. I don't know if that works today. I mean, that's something you have to go through and really analyze, but given that our sales taxes are some of the highest in the country, so there's not a lot of room on sales tax to do anything there if you wanted to start shifting the tax burden someplace. And our property taxes are middle of the road, but if you go look at some place like Texas, their property taxes are 2 to 3 times our property taxes, even though their sales taxes aren't much different from ours, and they don't have an income tax. Okay, they say that that's what's been attracting business to Texas. I think that's part of it, but I think there's a lot of other things Texas has done over the past few years, over the last decade, to make it much more business friendly, like limiting litigation that can go on. I think that's been a big help. I hear that all the time, that's a big positive. So if you look at our taxes overall, we start comparing us to other states, we're not terrible. Okay, so I think that it always comes down to attracting more business to the state so you can grow your economy, grow your revenues. And I think that we have a lot of things going for us in Arizona that we can push. And a lot of people don't realize this. They always talk about how many businesses are going to Texas from California. I don't know what it is in Gilbert, but I'll guarantee you in Tempe and Scottsdale, you can't find office space because it's all pretty much based on what realtors tell me, commercial realtors, is it's been filled up by small companies coming out of California, moving here to avoid California's tax problems, and they didn't want to go to Texas. So I think to answer your question, I think there are some things that do need to happen in terms of how you manage your property taxes, because what we've had in the past was a fixed property tax rate, and we've had values were going up, and so everybody's property taxes were escalating every year significantly. And then what happened which was a great deal for the cities, and then when it started to go down in value and they started to lose property taxes, and they started switching over to a variable property tax rate so they could continue to increase the property taxes even though property values were going down. And I think that the state should act to stop that type of action, because if your property value is going down but your property taxes are going up, there's something wrong in the system. Okay, so that's one thing that needs to be fixed. But overall, I think that again, as a team, you need to look at our entire tax structure and come up with a better plan. And part of that is restructuring property taxes, because it is convoluted the way it's done, and that needs to be streamlined and made simpler.